congressman from the great state of Wisconsin. He's also a member of the Armed Services Committee and a former Navy SEAL. Congressman, good to see you, and thank you for your service to the country. I want to pick up on something that Mike was talking about what's going on down in Doral. When you speak to your constituents in Wisconsin, well, let's talk about priorities. What are they talking to you? What do they want to see other than immigration? Because immigration, I think it's pretty clear to the country at this point that this president means business. And they are executing a plan. But other than that, when it comes to the priorities, what are your constituents telling you that the Republican Congress should focus on first here?
The number one priority that I get from my constituents is that Republicans start acting like we won, because we did. And they also want us to start working together cohesively as a team. You did mention I was a member of the United States SEAL team. That is arguably the most highest functioning team in the history of the world. And we need to start bringing some of those ideas and concepts here to Congress. So the Republican Party got a mandate by the American people, and collectively we need to push forward the agenda that President Trump has outlined for us, and that is fiscal conservatism. It's making sure that the border is secure. It's making sure that people live a little bit easier because they've been crushed under 4 years of Joe Biden's weak leadership.
There's a lot of discussion about how to go about doing this, Congressman, and the president says it's one big, beautiful bill. Mike Johnson, others have said maybe it's two big pieces of legislation. Do you believe that with the slim majority, with Democrats really stuck on in the far left, so you'll get very little help even from moderate Democrats, those that are remaining. Do you think that that's a realistic plan of action in order to get this list of priorities done?
Listen, man, the motto of the Special Air Services, that's my British counterparts, is fortune favors the bold. And we need to move forward boldly. And I'm in favor of doing this in one single bill, show the American public that we can govern, get everything together. And everyone, we just have to understand this. We're not going to get everything we want, and we're not going to have nothing that we don't want. So we're still in the negotiating process, and I encourage my Republican colleagues to understand that we're negotiating, and the goal is to make the country better, start getting us back on track, because Biden got us so far off track. So not everybody's going to get everything they want. We're going to make sure that we have critical budgetary restrictions in there that are going to help the American people.
Congressman, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt held her first briefing today. I thought she did a terrific job. And she was questioned about an immediate temporary freeze on various grants and payments. Leavitt addressed the funding that was going to be temporarily paused and why. Watch this.
It is the responsibility of this president and this administration to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. And the reason for this is to ensure that every penny that is going out the door is not conflicting with the executive orders and actions that this president has taken. So what does this pause mean? It means no more funding for illegal DEI programs. It means no more funding for the Green New scam that has cost American taxpayers tens of billions of dollars. It means no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness across our federal bureaucracy and agencies.
Now, Congressman, as you just heard, a federal judge has blocked this in just the last hour. But, talk to us about it, though, quickly for me, about the rationale for this, because this is what it seems Trump campaigned on, trying to figure out where the money is going and reprogram it if necessary.
Right. I've got 3 words for you. Ready? Columbia. Yeah, listen. If people didn't learn from that exercise in diplomacy that President Trump just did with Colombia, they're fools. Here's the problem. The executive branch and the deep state, which is real, think that they are running the government, and they're not. They're unelected bureaucrats that better damn well get on board with the plan of the elected president and the elected Congress, or they need to find something else to do. They're going to be held accountable because they are not in charge constitutionally or lawfully. They simply are not. So if the deep state Democrat permanent party would actually do their damn job for the American public, the president would not have to do this. So I personally have people in my district that depend on these, and Don Bacon spoke very eloquently about it earlier. This is real money. These are real programs. These are real people. And as soon as the Democrat deep state gets off their ass and starts working lawfully and follows the executive orders and the laws that Congress have put out, this money goes straight back. This is not a permanent thing. This is a temporary thing, and it lies solely on the shoulders of the Democrat Party and the deep state that's been working against the American public for an extended period of time. It's their fault. And President Trump is just bringing this around to make sure that they comply with the law. When you have to have federal officers forced to comply with the law, you need to think about what are those federal officers actually doing there?
Yeah, no,
That's why
Congressman, I think that's incredibly well said. Congressman Derek Van Orden of Wisconsin. Appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you.
You bet. You take care.